we went off topic like really fucking fast.
Yeah. In a sense, I mean, he is as much of a Moogle as I am a Toad.
Yeah. But I don't hear any ribbits or anything. Like, are you the frog kind of toad, or are you the mushroom dickhead type of toad?
Hey, don't call him that.
I'm just. Isn't it weird? I guess we'll talk about it later. Actually, let's just save that. Let's just move on to the next topic.
But speaking on the subject of movies, like one movie that rekindled my interest in a series was the Power Rangers movie.
I heard that movie wasn't that great, but like from what I'm like, I know a lot of people that have been watching the old shows and stuff, and those are pretty damn good. I had people suggest to me to watch like Kamen Rider and stuff because those are just like over the top. I think the problem lies at hand with the Power Rangers is that they reuse stock footage all the time, and it's like, why?
The Super Sentai series.
Yeah, they like reuse a lot of the stock footage from that.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. Yeah. I was just about to say it's kind of funny because in Mighty Morphin, that alone had 3 seasons, more than any other series within that.
It's like 600 episodes of that shit.
It was crazy, and what's also crazy is that probably at around the end of season 1, they were doing I guess you could say a demonstration at Universal Studios, and it got packed really bad. In fact, it was so packed it led to a traffic holdup in Florida at around that time. So that should tell you how popular it really was.
Yeah, but if you want to talk about good Power Rangers movies, you should watch the first ever Power Rangers movie with Ivan Ooze and all that.
Yeah, that one is awesome. I mean, it's like...
Oh, God. It was the first movie I ever watched as a kid, and I can't tell you how many times I watched that movie till the fucking tape wore out. Like, that movie is just so good back in the day. I mean, I'd watch it now, granted, and, like, see how cheesy it is, but I think, personally, it was a phenomenal movie. Especially, like, it obviously doesn't hold up to this day, but it's still one of the... more legendary films out of that entire series. Yeah.
Yeah, because the movie, for the people at home, the movie focuses on how they got their ninja powers. It does not talk about how they got together as a team because, well, that's what the 2007 movie does.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good series.
But yeah, I mean, there's a couple of series within that, like Mighty Morphin's obviously #1 in my heart, but what about you? Because again, this is about you.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to me. Might as well throw some related questions to that topic, right?
Yeah, or better yet, what is your favorite series?
What is my favorite series? Oh boy, I mean, there's fucking plenty out there. If you want to talk about movie franchises, Alien's always been my favorite.
Alien, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love fucking Alien. It's one of my favorite franchises, and it sucks too because I never grew up with it. It took me until like more recently to watch all of the movies, and I kind of regret not ever watching these movies beforehand. And I just became an instant fan after the second movie. Like, don't get me wrong, the first movie is great and all, but the second movie is where it like really got me into it.
Yeah, the first movie was just it was primitive, but it had to start somewhere.
Yeah, it had this. Well, I mean, the movie was made in what, like the 70s, 80s?
80s.
Yeah, it was 82.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Which is fucking insane. It still holds up to this day. The movie still looks great. I have the Blu-ray for the quadrilogy. And then, like, obviously 3 and Resurrection weren't obviously the best movies in the world. I didn't like 3 that much compared to Resurrection. And then what really got me into it was Alien versus Predator. And this is going under the fact that I haven't really seen a Predator movie until I watched AVP. And then I started watching those movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger and everything. And oh my God, those movies are fucking amazing.
I would have to think that they are.
Yeah, it's a good segue, right? But yeah, those movies are phenomenal. I seen Alien Covenant and it was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best movie to come out in recent times, but it's definitely a good. It's a good way to continue the franchise. I definitely think that maybe they can do another one and make it better, because that movie had potential, and it did have a few moments that I really got into, but other than that, it was pretty good. I really liked it. But if we're talking about other big franchises, I've always been a fan of Goosebumps as a kid, but looking at it now, like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, the acting is just abysmal. It was super exaggerated. Like, when you watch it now, and it's like, and it's all on Netflix.
Yeah,
So,
and I was just about to say, I'll be honest with you, when I was a very, very little toad, I absolutely went shitless.
oh, dude, that series had me fucking scared shitless when I was a kid too. Even the books had me fucking like terrified. But it's where the show kind of shines, right? So,
True.
and even the new movie, it wasn't too bad. I'm not gonna lie. I watched that movie and I thought it was pretty damn good. For how it went. But like the books is where it kind of really shined, and I've always been really into the books more than I was the show. And if you know me, I'm actually a big bookworm. Like, I am a super big nerd when it comes to that. And I just recently bought a bunch of books. I got a book called Alice Dressed in Blood, thanks to a good friend of mine who suggested it to me. I plan to read that when I have the chance. I recently finished Desperation by Stephen King, and I also finished reading Dragon Rider.
Dragon Rider, awesome.
Yeah, and I also been reading through The Hobbit again, just because it's nostalgia to me. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, which is another series I really like. So take that for granted, huh?
Wow.
And yeah, in The Hobbit, oh god, man, that fucking those movies. If you seriously haven't seen the Hobbit movies before, you should do it. This goes to anyone. You should definitely do yourself a favor. Those movies are absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not much of a bookworm myself, but excuse me. When I was, I think I was like in, I was a junior in high school when I was introduced to the works of one Ian Fleming, and you know what he's famous for.
Fuck, I can't even remember. The name sounds familiar though.
I'll give you a little clue. He has 2 O's, and he has a number 7.
Fuck. Oh, fucking god, James Bond. Why? I'm so fucking stupid.
No, you're not stupid. You just forgot about it.
I completely forgot about Ian Fleming. God, when I forgot about the old James Bond, like, because I'm so used to Pierce Brosnan and fucking Daniel Craig.
So, yes, I mean Daniel Craig. He did Casino Royale.
Yeah,
but most everything else has been original works because, well, they kind of ran out of stuff to do for.
Yeah, and like I was thinking of the movies, but the author himself, Ian Fleming, the guy that came up with WWE. What the fuck is wrong with me? I meant to say 007.
007.
Yeah, but W for some reason like came to my brain. I don't know why, but 007, the author. How could I possibly fucking forget that? I'm thinking of the fucking actors, you know, the movies itself. I forgot about the fucking books and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan, he's cool with me. But I have to say, like, of the James Bond actors, I was
gonna say, please, for the love of God, don't say Daniel Craig.
My favorite, like, if I had to rank from 3 to 1, number 3 would be Pierce Brosnan.
Okay, good choice.
Number 2 is surprisingly Sean Connery.
Sean Connery is pretty good, yeah.
But my number 1 has to be, drumroll please, Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton, yes. That's a really fucking... Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm thankful you didn't say Daniel Craig, because he's not exactly the best James Bond.
I mean, I'm hoping someone else becomes James Bond. Hell, you know what? I will go absolutely bonkers if what's his face? Claudio Antonio Cesaro Castagnoli becomes the next James Bond.
That'd be fucking great.
I mean, he would be the
kind of
Swiss
fit the
Superman.
role in a way.
Yeah.
You'd fit the role in a way. I think it'd be pretty good.
I mean, hell, like even in the segments where he's at a bar and he orders, what is it?
You ever see that video of the Power Thirst parody? And it's like him drinking coffee and shit. It's just him talking about coffee. I'll link you the video. It's fucking great.
Oh, well, you know what? You actually just reminded me of something. You said you drink coffee. Tell us about your coffee drinking.
I don't even know why this should be even a topic. But I drink coffee in the morning just because it gets me up in the day. It's like a motivational drink. It's relaxing. Obviously caffeine is something that kind of spruces you up a bit. I know there's people that kind of look at it the opposite way. For me though, I've always liked coffee, especially the Colombian brand. Like the Colombian brand coffee is phenomenal. I find that a lot of stores that you go to that serve coffee water the coffee down like a shit ton, and I'm not a fan of that. But when you get like the good brewed stuff, that's where it's at. You know, you get fucking Keurig, get some K-cups going. That's the best kind of coffee you'll get, in my honest opinion.
There you have it, the coffee master himself.
Yep.
I mean, of course, I wouldn't consider covfefe, or whatever it's called. I can't even pronounce that shit. It was the word that Donald Trump came up with.
Covfefe.
God help me.
I was gonna say, let's not bring politics into this. That's the last thing we want to do.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.